Happy Saturday, everyone, and welcome into Big Red Zone Game Day. I'm Lauren Michelson. In a game with plenty on the line, including college football playoff implications, the Huskers let two second-half leads fall, losing to number 23 USC 21-17. Doing so without their starting quarterback, Dylan Raiola, who gets hurt late in the third quarter. It's Nebraska's 29th straight loss to a ranked opponent, and 8th under head coach Matt Rhule, who addressed the media just a few minutes ago.
All right, obviously credit to USC. They made the plays you had to make to win the game. Thought the quarterback really stepped up in the third quarter, made some plays on the zone read. And, obviously this is a very bitter pill for us to swallow. We had a lot of opportunities to win the football game. Really the third quarter, a couple drives there that were just, kind of put us out of whack, and then never really were able to get back in rhythm. Offensively, to make the plays you have to make to win the game. And so, Dylan wanted to go. It didn't seem like he probably would be able to protect himself and could go. Obviously, Pritchard went down, a place we're pretty thin at already. So, we'll see how they are tomorrow. But that'll answer your questions.
Coach, that 4th and 1, where you guys opted to kick the 52-yard field goal, what led you to want to kick there versus go for the 4th down that you guys were originally lined up for?
Yeah, we thought we'd make the field goal. That was the kick line. The kick line on that side was like, hey, I went up to the special teams coaches, and they said, no, he'll make it. It seemed like a good time to take points. He's made the 53-yarder against Kansas City, kind of a similar situation. And at that time, I just thought, hey, if we feel good about it, let's take the points. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. So. We had planned to get up there and try to utilize cadence to try to get them to jump off sides, and obviously it didn't work. You saw at the end. Game came down to the end. We tried to do a zone read play there at the end, and on the 4th and 1, and unfortunately Emmett got tripped up. So just felt like with kind of the way things were going, take the points, unfortunately we missed the kick.
When it came to Dylan, who made the decision that he was going to go back in? Did he say he wanted to go back in?
Dylan wanted to play. From a medical perspective, they were like, he can't run. He said, hey, I can move around, I just can't run. I didn't see the respectable thing to do to put a guy out there who can't run. So, I think TJ has a bright future. He's going to do a lot of good things. And when I thought, maybe some of the, he might be able to run, make some plays. But really, at the end of the day, I just don't think you can put a guy out there who can't defend and protect himself. I don't think that's the right thing to do. So, the trainers didn't want him to go out there. But they didn't say, no, he can't. They just kind of were like, hey, he shouldn't be out there. So I told Dylan, I love you too much to ask you to play when you're hurt like this.
When TJ was in there, how much of your playbook, how much could he handle of what you guys wanted to run when you took the putting in the game plan this week?
Yeah, he did all the things in practice. We had to go to a wristband, just some of the verbiage and all that stuff. He doesn't get as many reps at it, so I think some of that stuff, on that one drive in the red zone, the play we fumbled the snap. I think we'd have walked in on the screen. We had a great play versus zero call, and so, but he did a good job. I had to call timeout one other time where we were just kind of a little discombobulated with how we were lined up. And so, your first time playing in that situation, in that crowd, in that atmosphere. I thought he did admirably. And if he has to play next week with the full week, I think he'll play really well. So proud of him, proud of his effort, proud of the way he went out there and did it. But obviously, anytime you're starting quarterback, you lose your starting quarterback, and a freshman goes out there, it's going to minimize some. And I think just some of the things was had to get into the huddle a little bit more so he could communicate it.
All right, to the highlights now. Dylan Raiola getting Memorial Stadium hyped early on. First quarter, Raiola airs it out to Dane Key. Incredible back shoulder catch as Nebraska strikes first, 7-0. Second quarter now, and oh, look, the black balloons are back in Memorial Stadium. Raiola this time lofts it to Luke Lindenmeyer. 23-yard gain for the Papio grad, who waves goodbye. Then Emmett Johnson, a 10-yard rushing touchdown. His 10th rushing TD of the season as the Huskers take a 14-6 lead. Okay, second half, Jaden Maeva picked off by Andrew Marshall. The LA native And the Huskers have it at the USC 34. Things take a scary turn from there. Raiola is sacked and hurt, struggles to walk off the field as backup quarterback freshman TJ Lateef is warming up on the sidelines. It looks to be an ankle issue there. And later on, it's Maeva again, a 16-yard rushing touchdown. He's been using his legs all night for the Trojans, who now cut their deficit 14-12. Lincoln Riley decides to go for two, and it's King Miller who gets it done. Just like that, it's a tied ball game, 14-14. Fourth quarter now, Emmett Johnson again finds a hole, 23-yard gain as the Huskers end up getting on the board with a Kyle Cunanan field goal, up 17-14. USC again responds, again with Miller, goes outside as USC takes their first lead of the game, 21-17. And with under 2 minutes to play, Lateef and the Huskers going for it on 4th and 1, but Johnson stumbles. And that's game. Turnover on downs as the Huskers lose 21-17. By the numbers, the Trojans with 337 total yards, Huskers 286. Beat Nebraska in offensive yardage there, and the Huskers lose the third down battle as well, but do win the time of possession game. Quarterback picture, Raiola completed 66% of his passes before getting injured, past 2,000 passing yards on the year. USC's Jordan Maeva threw the one pick along with his 135 passing yards. Raiola had the sole touchdown between the two, and freshman TJ Lateef goes 4 for 7 with 7 yards through the air in relief of Raiola. Okay, same problems Nebraska's had all season, once again rearing its ugly head. Andy Kennedy is live with Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com to break it all down in Lincoln. Hey, guys.
Hey, Lauren, you know, this blackout, there really seems to be a black cloud hovering over Memorial Stadium. It had everything in line to make this one of the more memorable nights that we can remember, but in the end, it's kind of the same old story for the 29th straight time. Nebraska falls to a ranked opponent as they get outscored 15-3 in that second half. Let's bring in Big Red Zone insider Sean Callahan, HuskerOnline.com. Sean, this really was an electric atmosphere, but in the end, the kind of the same old bugaboos hit the Nebraska corners.
Yeah, you know, there's just such a key moment in that third quarter where you lose Dylan Raiola, you lose Elijah Pritchett, you burn 2 timeouts, you opt not to go for a 4th and 1 to try the 52-yard field goal with a chance to go up 17-6. And I just felt like that was the turning point. And then USC did not do much through the air, but they had a 43-yard flea flicker play, and that was kind of one of the real changing moments, I thought, of the ballgame.
Well, I want to get to some of the positives, and one of the positives was this atmosphere. This was an incredible atmosphere. The blackout, everybody, it seemed, in this crowd that were Husker fans was wearing black. They really did a nice job, and it really kind of carried over to the game. That first drive was outstanding. 14 plays, 75 yards, capped by a Dylan Raiola and a Dane Key touchdown.
Yeah, it was special in here tonight, and you get the sense that this is going to be the scene. But, you know, Dylan Raiola early on, Emmett Johnson, I mean, they were playing at such a high level, and the energy of the crowd just, I think, really fueled them out of the gates.
Yeah, and everybody was worried about Jaden Maeva, and rightfully so, but really it was King Miller doing a lot of the damage. King Miller, who started the season as the third-string redshirt freshman, he's named after Martin Luther King because he was born on MLK Day. So he really ran all over the Huskers. 18 carries for 129 yards and a touchdown. His longest carry, though, Sean, just 16 yards.
Yeah, they spread out Nebraska and just kind of gapped them. And they just had a hard time, you know, with just some of the off-balance plays. Then Maeva complimented him. And Maeva only ran it one time the last 2 games. He had 10 true rushes in this game tonight. So it was a different attack, but it was colder. The USC passing game wasn't really operating like it normally would. And they went to the ground. And Lincoln Riley is a running coach. I mean, he wants to run the ball like we saw tonight.
Yeah, USC runs it for 202 on the day, just 1 yard shy of their season average. Those injuries really hurt Nebraska, especially Dylan. We don't know for sure about his availability for next week, but obviously, at least for tonight, it really hurt Nebraska.
Yeah, he wanted to go back in the game, but Matt Rule said no. He couldn't run, he couldn't move, and it could have probably caused further damage if he took another hit. So they kept him out and gave it to TJ Lateef, but now now you just wonder, as this team goes out on the road to LA, will Dylan Raiola be available? Because it was tough not having him there. The playbook was so much more limited with TJ Lateef for obvious reasons.
Yeah, and they leaned more towards the running game, and at the biggest moment of the game in terms of down the stretch when it was 4th and 1, they go to their superstar running back, Emmett Johnson, and just an unlikely scenario where he trips over his own feet. Just kind of a bummer end to a terrific night for Emmett Johnson.
Yeah, it looked like he had it easy, too. I mean, the push was there. He was going to get the first down. You know, Nebraska still was going to need 7, though, Andy.
Yep.
I mean, it wasn't a field goal situation, so there was a lot of work that still needed to be done, but you would have loved to see Nebraska at least get a chance at it there in the fourth quarter.
Emmett Johnson runs it for a career-high 29 carries for 165 and a touchdown. And just moments ago, he spoke to the media. Let's take a listen in to Emmett Johnson.
Losses hurt, and especially losses like that. So just, passion for the game of football.
What was it about this one in particular that hurt?
I mean, it's every game, honestly, but losing hurts. And when you go out to war with your brothers out there and you fall short, it hurts. We put a lot of work in throughout the week. So it was just a tough moment for me.
Tough spot for TJ. How do you think he did?
Yeah, I think he handled it well. Being put in that position is not easy, and it was a tough thing for him to do. But he came in and battled for us, so proud of him. I'm hurt. I'm really hurt for him, and that's all I can really say is I'm hurt. It's just hard to see him walking off the field. Somebody who's a warrior, who I, playing every snap with, and then to see him walk off like that just sucks. So may God bless him and get him back healthy. But it was tough for the team too.
Emmett, it looked like were you were back there in the backfield on that play where he got hurt. What was your perspective? There were no other plays like that the whole game where USC sacked him, got to him. What did you see on that one and how it went wrong?
In terms of like the defense, or you're just saying?
Yeah, just the way the play broke down.
Yeah, they just made a good play, and like I said, we never want to get our quarterback hit, so that's on us to protect him.
All right, we'll have much more in the Huskers' 21-17 loss to USC, including you'll hear from freshman quarterback TJ Lateef. Maddie, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Lauren.